Hi, and welcome back to part 2 of my Annie face painting. We are working primarily with acrylics, and it's a very limited palette. Presently, it looks like I am rubbing some white in different places on the face. I'm putting a fine line under the eyes. Okay, you can hear here I have a small brush, and I'm still adding a little bit of white and more white on the whites of the eyes. It's more of a pure white at this point. Later on I'll shade it down a little bit. Here I'm adding a little bit more blue to the irises, and then using the same light blue, which is like phthalo turquoise, I believe I used on the eyes. And then I'm putting it around the face too. A little more on the eyes. Just fine tuning. This is a bit of Payne's gray, probably Payne's gray mixed with a little bit of the phthalo blue. Adds depth to the eyes and character. And outlining the upper eyelids as well. Here you can see I've added some more blue to the outside of the eye. Now I'm going to start doing the hair, put the hair in, and I'm using Payne's gray mixed with a little bit of, I forget the name of it at this point. I believe I show the container. I think it starts with an I. It's a nice blue, almost like a Prussian blue. So I've speeded it up here so that I can just block in the color of the hair, and I'm doing it in mixed strokes going in different directions like it's curly cues, just to give it some texture. Now back to the nose, a little bit of white right on the edge of the nose, the tip. Blocking in a little bit of white under the eyes. And I'm using a, looks like about a 1/2 inch flat brush. It's all about the layering. You just keep layering and pushing through. This is a PYRROLE red and white mixed together. Very small quantity of PYRROLE. And that makes a really nice cheek color. And I also use it on the lips. And of course, toned down. Love blending in with my fingers. It's so much easier than constantly cleaning brushes. Now here I'm laying in some of the background. Unfortunately, I didn't realize the camera wasn't grabbing the whole canvas the way I had it set up. So I'm going to focus mostly on the face. The background is a matter of taste, I think. As you can see, the old background I have is in reds, and this is a commission. And when I sent the piece, picture of the piece to the customer, she preferred the blues background, so I will be changing all that. So I'm laying in some white over top of the colors I have in the background, which are some blues and some pinks, oranges. Now we're touching up. I'm using a bit of white mixed with burnt umber and yellow ochre. Just a tiny bit of color in there. Just keep mixing it in, using those fingers to blend it nice and smooth. Now I turned the canvas sideways, and I'm using the same face blend of color and putting it on the neck. Now, originally I did a scoop neck for this, and I change it later. And you can see I have the stripes going horizontal in this piece, and it just didn't work. So I ended up changing it to vertical and a more round necked top. Here I'm mopping up a bit of that color. I didn't really care for it. So you can see the background there, the white. I'm still laying in the flesh tones. And I'm using a 1-inch acrylic brush, flat, spreading it around. Just keep working with that color and blending, blending, blending.
Okay, just finished up with the chest, and now I'm doing some drips. I sprayed some water over the hair blue and letting it drip down. And this all disappears, so don't get too attached to it. It was an experiment. You can always experiment with acrylics as you're painting, because you can just go right over top of it or wash it off. And I tried the drips and didn't really care for them, so I kind of softened them down a bit and went over them with white. Blend them down.
Okay, here's a close-up of the face, and I'm fine-tuning around the chin. And one of the things I like to do is photograph my work as I'm doing it. And when I photographed this one, I noticed the chin was a little off, so I kind of redid that a little bit off camera. Here I'm adding in a background on the top. I'm putting in a soft blue, and then I'm using a dry mop brush to blend it all together. So we've got a little bit of yellow, Indian yellow, turquoise blue with some white blended in there, and I'm just going over it with the mop brush and just blending it in, and it gives that oil painting look, which I really like. You can faintly see my little drips underneath the hair there on the left-hand side. I went over those with white and blended that in also with a bit of a mop brush. So see, it's just all getting blended in, nice and soft. You can just keep adding layers of paint and blending. Now I grabbed my stencils and I'm going to put some little bits of orange in there. And they're just at random. Just makes it a little bit more interesting having some complementary colors up in the background. I'm using a sponge to apply the orange through the stencil. And then softening it down with the sponge. Add a little bit of color here and there, but still sitting on the sponge. And smudging it around. Okay, we went back to the white, and I think I got a little bit of blue in this too. And you can see I did her top in blue and white stripes before they were horizontal, and there was more chest exposed. It just didn't work to me. I like this much better. So here I'm softening again the top part. I'm taking some of the blue and fine-tuning her hair. Kind of extending it out. It's really fun once you kind of get into it and get past, if I can only talk, get past the ugly parts, and you know, you just kind of wade through it and keep going, and it's amazing how your painting will change. And it doesn't matter what kind of painting you're doing, whether it's an abstract or a portrait, it's all about the layering. This particular girl, her eyes turned out just wonderful, and it was a sheer accident because early in the painting I painted her entire iris in black, but then I went back with some white, and I did the white and then I layered the light blue over top of it. So now I'm just going in and fine-tuning. I have a very tiny brush. I'm just doing some fine lines around the eyes to give them more definition. And if you look at my palette, there's Pyrrole red, white, and Payne's gray, Indian yellow, and yellow ochre. That's it. And a bit of that blue that I can't remember the name. I'll put it in the listing since I'm at a loss right now. And I don't bother doing eyelashes on my girls. Sometimes I'll do like just a couple of lashes, but the way I darken around the eyes is not really necessary. I'm giving her a bit more hair, bringing it down. So the same color I used on the hair, I'm accenting the eyes, making them a little darker. It gives them more depth. Yeah, I think we're getting close to done now. For lips, I had added a bit of Pyrrole red, and then I took the white and just kind of smudged it on either corner of the mouth just to soften it down. And here we're using the Payne's gray to add some definition to her eyes. I hope you're enjoying this painting, and I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe. I'm new to this YouTube thing, and I've been working really hard at getting videos up and learning how to do it. It is not easy, let me tell you. A real learning curve. So as of this one, it will be 73 videos I will have up, and I feel like I'm getting better with everyone. So hang in there. If you have a request for something you'd like to have me do, I also work in alcohol inks, and I'm a glass artist too, so multiple choice. There's a little bit of Pyrrole and more white than Pyrrole. So now it looks like I'm going to soften some things down. Oop. Gone, done. Well, I guess that's all, folks.
All right, well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next one. This particular piece has already been shipped to its new owner, but I will have prints available on my website. Bye for now.